The Virginia Horse Industry Board and the Virginia Christmas Tree Growers Association are proud sponsors of Virginia farming.
This program's brought to you by the Virginia Farm Bureau. Large or small, Virginia farmers work year-round to help put food on your table. And Farm Bureau works year-round to help farmers and all Virginians. Farming, it's all good. To learn more, go to vafarmbureau.org.
Hi everybody, welcome to Virginia Farming. I'm Amy Rocher. This week, Jason Amatucci joins us to talk about hemp. We'll learn what it is and how this plant could benefit the Commonwealth and Virginia farmers. Then Mark Viette has tips on adding color and interest during the winter months when we go in the garden. We'll also have the Ag Calendar and a Minute in the Field video. All this plus the Ag News of the Week on this edition of Virginia Farming. The USDA has designated the Virginia counties of Highland and Bath as primary disaster areas due to drought that occurred last year. Allegheny, Augusta, and Rockbridge counties were also named as contiguous disaster counties. Now, farm operators in both primary and contiguous counties are eligible to be considered for assistance from the Federal Farm Service Agency, provided eligibility requirements are met. This assistance includes FSA emergency loans. Farmers in eligible counties have until mid-October to apply for emergency loan assistance. More information can be found at your local FSA office. To find your local FSA office, visit the web address on your screen. Well, you've heard it before, a healthy cow herd is important. The American Angus Association's Cindy Campbell reports that healthy, productive calves can lead to repeat buyers.
If you have to have a different buyer every year, there's a reason. But if your calves are being bought by the same guy every year, then them calves are performing and they're making him money.
Simplot is one of the nation's top 10 cattle feeders and commercial cow-calf herds. The company bases decisions on experience with more than 30,000 mother cows.
We know that if that cow has not got all of her minerals in her and stuff, the calf is not going to have the minerals. And an animal that's short on minerals such as zinc or copper just doesn't respond to any kind of vaccines or doesn't respond to medicine.
They soil test each ranch and develop mineral packages based on the needs of that particular herd and environment. Their veterinarians develop protocols and help manage risk.
A healthy cow makes a healthy calf, and if that immune system is up in that calf, you're going to get good response from your vaccines.
That's not only important on the ranch, but as cattle start on feed, too.
If that animal comes into the feed yard and he's copper deficient or whatever he's deficient in, we're going to force feed all the minerals they need. But you can't force feed them and make it good the next day. It's going to take 35, 45 days on feed to get his levels up to where he'll really respond and his immune system is firing good.
Not getting repeat buyers? May suggests taking a look at the product you're selling.
I think it's important for producers at some point in time to own a small percentage of their cattle so they can see what the real data is back on those cattle, or to work with some feed yard that'll get the data back to them so that they can see where they need to improve and see what their cattle are really worth.
I'm Cindy Campbell.
Thanks, Cindy. Consumers are getting information from a lot of different sources, and farmers are ready to set the record straight when it comes to the food they're producing. The Milk Processor Education Program is responding to dairy critics with a new campaign, Get Real About Milk, and a related website, milktruth.com. The website focuses on the scientifically proven and measured nutrients provided by milk and how they stack up against nutrients in alternative beverages, such as those made with soy, almonds, or rice. Now, it reminds consumers that nutrition is a science, not a point of view. The U.S. Farmers and Ranchers Alliance is also sharing videos about what farmers do every day on its website, fooddialogues.com. Efforts like these are helping inform consumers with actual facts to help put an end to some consumers' unrealistic fears about how their food is being produced. A bill making it legal to grow hemp in Virginia is set to be passed. Today, the founder of the Virginia Industrial Hemp Coalition, Jason Amatucci, joins us in the studio to help us learn more about this versatile crop. That's straight ahead on Ag Insights. Today we're talking about hemp, and I'm joined by the Virginia Industrial Hemp Coalition's founder, Jason Amatucci. Jason, thank you so much for being in the studio with us today.
Thank you for inviting me. I really appreciate the opportunity to talk about hemp.
Well, this has been a big thing with the General Assembly this year. The bill is set to be signed by the governor to pass legislation that it can now be grown in Virginia.
That's right.
So we need to do some education here for me and probably for a lot of our viewers. Is hemp the same thing as marijuana?
No, it's not. It's a similar plant, but it is a different cultivar. And what it's scientifically, it can be different. You know, the difference of it is that the THC level is 0.3 or less. That's the international standard. So we can go in there and we can see a crop. We can actually see it growing the way it grows, much more closer together. It grows very fast and tall, where marijuana will grow bushy to the ground. And what happens is the plant cycle is different. Marijuana will try to go for its flower, and hemp is growing for its fiber and its the attributes of it, the seed or the fiber.
Right. Okay, so let's talk about those attributes a little bit. Let's start with the seed. A lot of this plant is used for various things, but the seed is used mostly for what?
Well, it's very nutritious. Humans and animals can actually benefit from this. The omegas, the fatty acids, the GLAs, which is a amino acid that's found in mother's milk. The hemp seed itself has got magnesium, iron, phosphorus, all kinds of trace minerals and elements that we need. It lowers your cholesterol. It's really a superfood. This product right here sells in a bag for about, it's Nutiva hemp seeds. It's $10 for an 8-ounce bag, and it's made in Canada. See,
It's made in Canada.
and we want to see made in Virginia for our Virginia farmers.
Absolutely. And then the fiber.
Yes.
What else do we get from this plant?
Wow. Well, Popular Mechanics said in 1938, this is their words, this is the $1 billion crop. This was the first time a cash crop that we used the words billion. And that's because they found a new processing for it. Hemp is very hard to process, but when they've had the mechanical means, all of a sudden that opened up this market. And they realized that, you can make 25,000, that's what Popular Mechanics said, 25,000 different products. I mean, this can be made into so many different things, yeah. The fiber, as you say, okay, we've got textiles, we've got all, cannabis sativa is the name of hemp, okay? Canvas, there's a reason why it's very similar. Canvas comes from the word cannabis. All canvas was made of hemp. The paintings, the sails,
Sure.
it was all historically, it was all hemp. I mean, our whole societies were based on this crop actually, and in the 17th century, it was a crime as a farmer not to grow hemp. They actually passed a law in Virginia.
Wow.
Yeah, seriously, and you could pay taxes in hemp.
And this bag shows us some of that fiber. This is the
This
raw.
is the inner heart. Actually, the fiber's on the outer part of the plant. That's what you make the fibers with. This is called the hurd. This is the inner part. Okay, now this is what you'd make the hempcrete. This is actually great for animal bedding as well. But the hempcrete is going to be a really big product for that. And all you have to do is put lime, hemp hurd, and water together in the right combination, and you have a non-toxic interior which provides insulation. It's not a load-bearing wall or anything like that, but but it's amazing the properties of this. They're using it in Europe all over the place.
Really?
Yeah, we're going to use it in America.
insulation.
It's going to come. There's actually a house in Virginia Beach that they're building it with hempcrete, and they've got homes in Asheville. And the great thing is it's biodegradable, which means after it's sturdy, it's strong. I mean, and it even gets stronger over time. But if you did demolish the house, it's lime, water, and hemp hurd. So all you're putting that back into the soil.
Right. So there's nothing bad going with the
Exactly.
soil. Let's talk about some of the attributes that are specifically good for farmers.
Yes.
If a farmer is growing hemp, what does it do for their soil, number one?
Well, it's a hemp is actually does phytoremediation, and what it does is it pulls toxins or things out of the soil. So actually, if somebody wants to heal their land, if it had a lot of chemicals and fertilization over time, this is a great rotation crop. You can put this into a soybean or a cornfield and rotate it, and it's going to kind of heal the soil a little bit, put nitrogen back into it, because what happens is the taproot is really good and strong with hemp. So you have a good crop, and that taproot goes down there, and then over the winter, it degrades and it goes back into the soil, but it opens up the soil to the air. So,
right.
But we say, some people, it's a miracle plant. A lot of people say it, but it doesn't work miracles. And you want to grow it. You're not going to grow it in compacted clay soils. You're gonna grow it like you would like a wheat or crops that you want a good fertile soil, of course.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to necessarily you're not going to use pesticides because it naturally has a lot of resistance on that. But you might need a little fertilizer, so that like you would with wheat or something like that.
Okay.
But for the most part, though, this is you can grow this, one of the most easiest crops to grow organically.
Well, I think what's amazing with that is what you said earlier. It's a cash crop.
Yes, it
I
is.
think a lot of the farmers, when they plant rotational, they're planting radishes or other plants that are really good for the soil.
Might not make as money,
But
though.
you're not really making
The market's
money
not
off of
there.
it.
And the market's here. It's a $581 million in 2012. That's what the figures that we were importing hemp. Okay, it's $1 billion industry in Canada right now. So the market is here. We're the only ones not growing it. And Kentucky's now, I think, had 300 and some registered applicants for their growing season this year. And in Virginia, we got to catch up. 135 out of 140 General Assembly members voted for hemp just recently. So we applaud them for doing the right thing for Virginia. And now it's up to Terry McAuliffe and the administration, who's very supportive of it. He's been behind it, and they've been doing white papers and studying it and doing their process to make sure it's right for Virginia. And they've come out with the conclusion, I believe, that it is right, and I believe he's going to sign the bill.
Well, I think that's good. I think it's good news for farmers. It's good news for consumers, honestly, because there's so many good benefits from the plant itself.
So many. I mean, another one too. I mean, we only have so much time here, and we can't talk of them all. But 4 times the amount of per acre, 4 times the amount of pulp than in a tree, and the life cycle for hemp is only 12 to 14 weeks. Think about that. And how long does it take for a tree to grow? So we can do 4 times the amount in 1 year of an acre of pulp, and I mean that's amazing. That's an amazing fact right there. Like I said, so many things. The cotton doesn't need as much water, fertilizer, pesticides as the cotton does. So you can, we're not trying to move anybody out, but we're just saying we want to bring this in for the farmers to have a choice.
But I also think, based on the soil, that this is a wonderful replacement crop for some of our tobacco farmers whose subsidies have now run out, and
It is.
they're looking for a crop to plant.
Yes, and there might be, there's a tobacco settlement fund too as well, and the south side of Virginia, is really economically hurting right now. And this is a crop that I think is going to do great down there, and the farmers are excited about it down there, and they're ready.
Well, let's talk about harvesting a little bit for the farmer. How do you harvest this plant when there's so many different parts of it that you use in different ways?
Well, there's you're either going to grow a fiber, there's variety, or a seed variety, or there's hybrids, of course. You might want to do a one that has both, but sometimes you want the higher oils. But that's what all this research is going to be doing. Virginia Tech, Virginia State, maybe JMU, maybe Virginia. There may be universities that want to get involved in this research to figure out what's the best crop in Virginia soils for the right need, and then you'll get that perfect fit. That you want to grow it for a certain reason. But basically, the 2 different varieties, the way the harvesting is now, that's going to be a little tricky because there are machines, like Germany has their machines that are specifically made for hemp. We right now in Kentucky, they were harvesting it with the sickle bar mower and on a tractor, and it works for small plots. Now you're talking about, we're going to get industrial size type. We're going to need to import some machinery in. We're going to need some capital investments, and I think that will come when the money's there. But We got to
Well,
get there.
and that's another economic impact. Or some of these equipment companies may be looking to mimic the Europeans and make our own here in the States.
Exactly. That's another thing that a lot of people don't talk about or realize, that this industry is going other places. Well, the factories and the machineries and all that, this is already turnkey. I got an email from the people in Germany, a car manufacturer, okay? They are actually looking to put a plant in Virginia. We're actually moving a little too slow for them. They wanted to actually put in, they have a certain amount of acreage, they already said, that they want to have hemp grown, and they're going to take that hemp and process it in a plant. And they want to put a manufacturing plant in here for 2016, turnkey, to make car parts for GM and Ford. See, this hemp stuff's already going into these cars. People don't realize that.
Right.
They think, oh, it's just some faraway thing and it's not here yet. It's actually right here, it's turnkey, but we just got to get moving with it. We got to stop the fear and the stigma of its relationship to marijuana. Like I said, it's not marijuana. You're not going to grow it on the same, it doesn't grow together.
That's what I want to talk about a little bit. We only have a little bit of time left, but for the naysayers who say, well, if we have big fields full of hemp, how do we know that they're not growing marijuana in there, or somebody's not growing marijuana? It might look like hemp, but how do we know?
Well,
what do we say?
We're going to know because the history of the world shows us we're the only industrialized nation that doesn't grow hemp, which is kind of a bad thing. But we have all the history of them to say that doesn't happen, and there's reasons why that doesn't happen. You have to be very foolish, because hemp is going to cross-pollinate your marijuana crop. It's also going to crowd it out. Hemp grows very fast and tall. Marijuana says, so the light's not going to get to it. It's going to pollinate it. It's going to make it full of seeds, and it's going to dilute its potency. So why would you do that if you'd be very stupid to do it, and it's not going to come out good. There might be some foolish person that tries to do that or something, but it's not going to work out for them, and they're not going to get the desired effect. But most they don't have problems with it. They don't have problems with people growing marijuana in Canada. They don't have problems with it in Germany, in France, in Italy. I can go on all the list. We just have the history of it. So we just have to educate people that this is not going to be a problem.
Okay. Well, if consumers or our farmers who may be interested in starting to plant some of this once this bill is passed, where do we go for information?
Well, we can actually help out. We're trying to help out people. I mean, we've been hit. As soon as this got the news that it became legalized in Virginia, with now the governor's waiting to sign it, we got a lot of people now all of a sudden are asking us, what do I do? What do I do? So, we're going to step up to the plate here and kind of educate people. We're thinking about having a seminar soon, and educate people that way. We actually have our membership. If you become a member of the Virginia Industrial Hemp Coalition, what that entails is becoming part of our network. We have a private network. We actually have a private Facebook page that we can talk amongst ourselves. We can network amongst ourselves. We can share maybe ideas, equipment, practices, but we're going to try to get the seed sourced for people, the certified seed. That's going to be a very important hurdle. We can educate them on how to grow and the different things. We're actually going to meet down, we're actually going to go to the South Side in a couple of weeks, meet down with a bunch of farmers that are really interested in this, and just meet with them, just completely free, and just give them the information. Because we're all about just kind of promoting this and getting this crop in the ground in Virginia, and we want to see it take off.
So we can find you on Facebook, and then you also will you have a website that will have some of these?
Yeah, we do have a website, and we're gonna build all that up into even being more informational.
Okay.
But we do have information there. It's vahemp.org,
Okay.
and there you can go on and you can check out stuff, and you can go to our hemp shop and you can become a member. It's only $25 for a year membership. I think it's highly worth it. We actually have field trips where we go to the Kentucky hemp fields. We did that last year, members only field trips. Like I say, if you really want to get involved with hemp, I think it really would be a smart idea to get involved with us. But other than that, I mean, there's lots of research out there too. You can go to Canada and research on what they're doing. But
it sounds like you guys have done a lot of the research for us.
Yeah, I mean, we've been doing it for a while,
there.
So we kind of know what we're doing now. It's kind of nice that we can kind of sit back and educate other people about it. Because, as I've seen throughout this topic there needs to be a lot of education. There's a lot of assumptions, misinformation,
Right. And that's, my key goal with the show, Virginia Farming, is to educate consumers and farmers as well. So
Yeah, we really appreciate it.
I hope it works.
Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you so much for being with us, Jason. We do appreciate it.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
We'll be right back. Adding color and distinction to your winter garden can be as simple as selecting trees with interesting bark. Mark Viette shows us how when we go in the garden.
To create interest during the winter when all the leaves are gone, you really want to have something in a garden that brightens up the garden or shows off something different. And in this case, you can choose trees that have a specific exfoliating bark that is beautiful in the winter and even attractive during the summer months. This is one of the Chinese dogwoods, and behind me I have one of our native dogwoods. Really doesn't have what I call interesting bark, but this bark on this tree starts to shed, and you can even peel it off just like this. And every place where I'm peeling off this bark, it's lightly colored, and throughout the season some of these portions become really lightly colored. I'll show you some things later that sort of look like a giraffe's neck. Many of us are familiar with cherries. Cherries have beautiful bark, could be quite shiny when they're younger, but remember these words: tree lilac. Right in here we have planted a few of these easy to grow yellow blooming trees. They bloom sometime in June, and it's known as the Japanese tree lilac. And look at the bark. You know, to me, it would seem that this is the cherry tree until I look up towards the top or see it blooming with yellow flowers just like your lilacs end of May or June. One of my top 5 favorite small trees with beautiful exfoliating bark is the crepe myrtle. And just imagine a giraffe's neck. And this is a small tree that does not get too large in diameter. And if you look, you can see the alternating colors, the cinnamon and the pale, almost whitish color. And you can actually see, and this is kind of neat, the way this bark just peels right off the tree. Here is some of the bark that still was at the base of the tree. In addition to this bark that peeled off this year, this new bark is really smooth. It's almost velvety. Just imagine you're somewhere in the tropics. So you might want to consider planting 3 or 4 or 5 of these in your garden. And the one thing you want to look for is the variety that is called Natchez. It's a pure white flower. Maybe not as pretty as the pinks and the reds, but it does have the best exfoliating bark. I'm Mark Viette. Join me next time in the garden.
Taking a look at the ag calendar, the 57th annual Highland County Maple Festival takes place March 14th and 15th and March 21st and 22nd in Monterey. Enjoy all kinds of food, arts and crafts, and entertainment. You can also have a unique educational experience visiting sugar camps and observing the process of maple syrup making. This festival was designated a local legacy by the Library of Congress in 1999. That does it for our show. Thanks so much for watching and have a great week. I'm Amy Rocher for Virginia Farming.
This program is brought to you by the Virginia Farm Bureau. From apples to zucchini, Virginia farmers work hard to put food on your table. And Farm Bureau works year-round to help farmers and all Virginians. Farming, it's all good. To learn more, go to vafarmbureau.org.
We all want healthy rivers and streams, but we can't do that without help from Virginia's landowners. Resource Management Plans, or RMPs, are part of a voluntary program that helps farmers get credit for cleaning up our waters. And once you have an RMP, you are exempt from any new water quality requirements for 9 years. The Virginia Department of Conservation and Recreation has funds available to help you implement these plans. Contact the department today to learn more. Thank you.
This message sponsored by Virginia's agriculture community.